Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages.
Bigg's Golf Talk.
This is gonna suck. Hey.
A place for information, advice, golf news, golf reviews, and of course, golf humor.
Oh man, I'm taking a leak in my pants.
Bigg's Golf Talk.
It's showtime, baby.
Bigg's Golf Talk is presented by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by participating in a local qualifier near you. Find a local qualifier at usgolfchallenge.com. Bigg's Golf Talk is also sponsored in part by ShotScope. Data is power. Encore Golf. Be more with Encore. Photo ball marker. Preserve that memory forever with a photo ball marker today. McNally 22. UFO Tour Golf. Get that complimentary design at UFO Tour Golf for that beautiful golf bag. And also check out the Folds of Honor gear that they got at UFOTourGolf.com. Ready Putt. Never putt with a dirty ball ever again. And Spider Divot Tools. The best tool for the greens. SpiderDivotTools.com. Connect with Bigg's Golf Talk on the social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golfball. Subscribe to Bigg's Golf Talk in YouTube, iTunes. We're available in the Google Play Music Store, on iHeartRadio, and on Spotify. The website for Bigg's Golf Talk, BiggsGolfTalk.com, BIGGS GolfTalk.com. Be sure to visit the contest. Be sure to visit the events tab and see all our live events. We'll talk about our live events a little bit later on in the program. Bigg Jon Vic, along with the other twosome of Bigg's Golf Talk. That is the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson over there. And over on this side of the room, I don't know why they're sitting so far apart of each other, but Bill, the Golf Father Cuebas, over on that side of the room. Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What a lovely 420 it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Billy knows all about 420, don't you, Billy?
No.
You're from the Bronx. Tell me you don't know about 420.
I don't know nothing.
Oh, he's a really innocent, delicate one. So you got.
Yes, I am delicate. I am like
you got to fill him in. He's not sure with the lingo.
Yeah, I guess not. Amanda's familiar with 420 back from the college days, aren't you, Amanda?
No, but I am familiar with the term. But no, I was not a participant. But you know.
I will not deny nor confirm any rumors about me and the date 420. That's all I got to say with it.
It's not. I'm not saying nothing. How's that? I ain't saying nothing.
What a great.
But why Biggs, I want to know why are you eating those bagged potato chips? Why you got the munchies? Why are you talking about the munchies, though? I don't get it.
I know something about the brownies that caused me to eat these potato chips. I have no idea why. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why you're doing it. I don't know either, but I don't know anything about that 420. But
does that mean every single one of our listeners is going to be stoned trying to listen?
You know what? Now I know why.
Where they're at.
Now I know why Billy has been so eager to go to Colorado.
Right. I've been to Colorado. I have family in Colorado. That's why I'm eager. I actually went there. Dude, I went there, and I was amazed at how many. They're like supermarkets. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
it's incredible. I've never seen an animal like that. They're just sprouting up everywhere, and they're just all packed.
I just want to say for the record, I have never been to Colorado. I'm saying that for the record. That's how innocent I am.
I have.
What? Do you live in a shoebox?
He must live in a shoebox. He must.
It's those Midwest people. Bill, they can't be trusted.
No, they couldn't figure out a way how to incorporate it in their cheese. That's what the problem was. He's still trying.
That's right.
You can't get in that Wisconsin cheese.
No, not at all.
Wisconsin.
Not at all. Hey, what a great week it has been for golf. Amanda, we have to give props where props is due. He was gloating before we got on the air here about the pick.
Mom, do I gotta?
He picked the GOAT. And I will say right now that I was wrong. Billy was right.
Wow, let's get that. Well, I guess it is.
It's on tape now.
It's on air now, and it's not too often. Can I get a copy of that, please? It's not gonna. I'm usually getting bashed, and I'm usually getting incorporated. You guys. So yeah, I just want that. I just want that copy so I can replay it over and over.
He wants to loop it in the background. That's all he wants to
do.
Yes.
Absolutely. Loop it, baby. Loop it.
Let's talk about it. Amanda, were you impressed by the Masters?
I was. It actually, it's always awesome watching the Masters regardless. There's not a blade of grass out of place. But the play this year, I don't know, something about it. Just everybody was fighting kind of till the end. And I know, to watch Tiger do what he did and kind of hold his composure, I think, he's Tiger for a reason. And whether or not he, had his ups and downs for a while, it's still in him. I don't think that ever goes away when you were the greatest player of all time. And I think you're always going to be one of the greatest players of all time. So very exciting to watch.
On page 1, do you think Tiger was the most knowledgeable of Augusta National going down the wire?
Oh, for sure. I think within the top 10 players, most definitely. I think his just experience of being in that position before means everything. It's really hard to go out and shoot a number that you've never shot or win a tournament that you've never won one before. It is. So if you've been there, man, he already has the upper hand on that note.
Billy, once again, Amen's Corner decides the fate of a few golfers that was right up on tight with Tiger Woods. Molinari drinking it in the water on 12. Unfortunately for now, putting it in the water on 12. Tiger playing it safe on 12 to the left of the pin. Absolutely, if you remember any hole during that round number 4, that has to be the smartest shot of the round.
Yeah, because I think he was one of only four back-to-back that hit it in the water. It was crazy watching that. And everyone was like, oh, they're using a 9-iron, they're using this. And watching those balls go in, I got to admit, I was kind of happy. I wasn't cheering bad, stuff on anybody.
No.
When they did it on their own, I was like, woohoo, yeah, baby. I was really, really happy because that just opened the door for Tiger. And he played it smooth. He put it, he remembered what Arnie said, and that's how he did. He played it that way, and he ended up winning.
Kind of a little Jack Nicklaus-esque, if you will. Amanda, you're a pro, but I talked about knowledge. It seems to me after the hole number 12, Tiger decides, let's go safe and put myself in position to possibly get a birdie, but no more than a par.
Yeah, I think, at that point, and you heard Tiger kind of speak on this, at that point, that was the changing moment. So he knew by Molinari kind of just, making a slip-up. That's Tiger's. So this is where I think the knowledge and experience comes in. Tiger, in the past, we've seen he would have just been all in, all aggressive because he knew his game and he could wrangle it in. But I think at that point, he knew that I don't need to impress or do something with my game. I need to stay in my lane and let them unfold and let them kind of, it's the hardest thing in golf to do, I think, when you're in a position. How did you get in that position? You were aggressive. So it's really hard to not continue being super aggressive. But I think, honestly, he was aggressive enough to still hit clean, solid golf shots, but he wasn't, swinging for the fence. He wasn't trying to make miracle shots. He didn't need miracle shots to win.
Two shots in the lead, 6 holes to go. When you're Tiger Woods, and we kind of seen an old Tiger Woods come into play here, no one was able to catch him. Come close, but no cigar, and winds up winning the tournament one shot by bogeying number 18, but he knew he had shots in his pocket to give on the 18th hole.
He played smart. I love the way he finished. He played conservative instead of going out there and trying to prove a point and falling apart. He played conservative, what I believe is conservative. And I think he played really smart, which I'm not used to seeing him. I'm used to him just like, I'm going to finish strong. And he just went and very nicely and calm and finished it off until that putt sank, and then his emotions took over, which was nice to see. You know what I mean? Afterwards.
As a matter of fact, he said in the press conference he doesn't know what happened after he made that last putt.
Yes.
Didn't realize what kind of a roar there was or anything. He was just looking for his family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a touching moment.
Let's talk about the story after the fact, because 1997, his dad suffers a major heart attack and was able to get there for the final round and embrace his dad in 1997. Here in 2019, Amanda, watching that unfold with the embrace with his son, you could just see the love and see the embrace that he had, for his family, and how the circle of life just transpired all on camera.
Yeah, it definitely was. Everything does come full circle, and to watch that embrace, it just tugged on your heartstrings, because you knew. You got to know that even in the moment, as stoic as he has to be to keep focus and stay, like I said, in his lane, he, at that point was so emotional as soon as he knocked that putt in. And I think, and then, when you're feeling kind of emotional already over something, and then you see someone that you care about, or, whether it's good or bad, but you see someone that means a lot to you, it brings out extra emotion. And so, for him, it was just that embrace on TV was just iconic. Honestly, I would not be shocked if we see that moment on a commercial in the future, or that will be an iconic piece of history for golf.
Billy, final round, after all was said and done, as he's walking up to Butler Cabin, we hear something that we have never heard at the Masters in a long, long time, and that was the Tiger chant. How historic is that at Augusta National?
You just said that. It gave me chills again.
I know.
Right? It did actually give me chills, you saying it, because I'm reliving it. And, just like his dad wasn't supposed to be there, his kids weren't supposed to be there either.
No, they had a soccer tournament the day before.
Yeah, and it got canceled. It had gotten canceled, so he's like, "Hey, you guys want to come to the Masters?" And they decided to come. And his dad shouldn't have been there. His dad made it. Like we were talking, full circle. It's great. And then listening to the chant, it's incredible, man. It really is what he does for the game. And people dislike or whatever, hate's a terrible word, and they doubt. But I think this has silenced all the critics. 42 years old, winning the Masters, and you know what? He can still win more. He would be the only one when he wins next year. I'm saying it right now. When he wins next year, he would have won in 1990. He would have won in the 2000s, 2010, and he's going to win in 2020. That's 4 different decades. He's going to be the first and only one to do it. You watch. You see it. You heard it here first. I'm calling it right now.
Absolutely.
That's it. You heard it here first. And I think it's going to happen. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. I think he's back. I think Tiger needed stability in his life, and he has it. You know what I mean? He's overcoming those injuries, but I think the biggest problem he had was that mental game that he had. He was so involved with everything else when his life sort of went topsy-turvy, and I think he has his life together, and I think he's in a great place right now. So I'm looking forward for more Tiger, man.
Golf Diva, let me ask you this. How good is this for our sport, the sport of golf?
It amazes me every time when we talk about Tiger and just the fan base behind him. And yeah, there's the naysayers and whatnot, but you kind of can't help but, you have to respect him. Whether or not you like him, you have to respect him and what he's done for golf. And, I think just outside of even golf, how much he gives back to the game. A lot of people don't know that side of Tiger. They don't know really kind of the depths that he goes to. That win, I'm telling you, we need that. And, if we could start to get that again on the women's tour as well, it would only propel everything further. But, Tiger's just that guy that everybody is just crazy over. And, man, it only helps. We saw over the years, the couple years that he was going through all of this chaos and wasn't playing, we saw what it did to golf, and we had young studs come in like Jordan Spieth and Rory and all these people that are phenomenal, but it still wasn't quite the Tiger fan base.
I'll tell you this much. There is going to be 2 spikes in sales that we're going to see regarding golf. That is red mock turtlenecks and Bridgestone golf balls. We'll see a spike in their sales because that is the golf ball that Tiger was using.
Not for nothing, but because you brought them up. I watched a lot of the events while I was doing my work over here in my office, and it was amazing at how many people that were in the featured groups and playing and actually playing really, 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 really well were using Bridgestone golf balls.
Yes.
He wasn't the only one. I mean, there was a lot of them out there, and they were playing really, really well. So Bryson
DeChambeau getting a hole-in-one on number 16.
Hole-in-one. I mean, this golf ball, whatever Bridgestone has done these last 2 years to where they're at right now, I know people were making fun of them and like, oh, look, they signed Tiger for golf balls and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? These balls are legit. I got the fitting when we were at the PGA show.
Yep.
And while I was already using a Bridgestone, there was another one that was better for me. And the numbers can't lie. This new fitting process that they have, that they get into more details of your swing, I like it. I like what their ball is producing. I'd say go get fit. But I think Bridgestone is onto something, man. They're bringing a lot this year. So I'm looking forward to more Tiger and more Bridgestone.
They are bringing sexy back.
They are. For the record, I do want to say that I posted something on Biggs Golf Talk fan page on Facebook about Tiger wearing this mock turtleneck during the rounds of golf that he was playing all 4 rounds. He wore this mock turtleneck. And for the record, Augusta National, in their dress code, took out the phrase collared shirts and just says sports shirt. So what he was wearing, and I'm admitting in here, what he was wearing was completely legal. So.
I love it. I have to say that, don't you find it, and look, I'm not criticizing Augusta. This is just one of those things, but don't you feel that Augusta National is very easy to persuade in one direction or the other? They're very wishy-washy. So and I say that because of just what you said, John. I just think that, man, I don't understand why they flip-flop. So them taking that out because of the mock turtlenecks, and they're willing to do that. And then we're not going to have any women, and no women are going to play here. And then it took one person to do the convincing to finally let the women's amateur play there. And it's just funny to me that they're supposed to be this staunch traditional club, and we see this kind of flip-flopping back and forth. Stick with your guns if you're going to stick with them.
But when you realize, I'm thinking that, and I could be totally wrong, the amount of money that gets generated into there.
Oh,
and
I agree.
you have, I think honestly, if somebody's going to bend, it's because of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Women have deserved to play there and have their own tournament for a long time. And I'm happy that they got finally to do it, week ahead or whatever. They did it first. I love it. But ideally, with these changes that they're talking about, I think the change is about money. I don't think it's anything else. Yeah. I don't think it's about anything else but the amount of money that it can bring, to them with the event.
Yeah.
So that's just my point of view. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And now, Biggs, I think you need to go out and buy Billy a red Tiger Woods mock neck Nike shirt. I just think that it's only right because I picked the winner, and being that you were bad, and I think because Amanda hurt my feelings on last week's show, I think maybe you guys should take up a collection. A couple of dollars between the two of you guys and get me a Tiger Woods. Did somebody bring a baby into the studio?
Let me play my smallest violin. Hold
on.
Oh, you see what I mean? All I was asking was for a shirt, and you guys got to go with the crying and the little violin. I understand that I'm not loved. The only time I get mentioned is when it's you guys. I get it. I understand. I was just making
it. Head into a break. Congratulations to Tiger Woods. Yeah, congratulations, Billy. You picked the winner. Yeah. Coming up on the show today, we have a great show for you. On Par with Amanda is going to be coming up next. Golf Life Report. Retired Colonel Jim Quick is going to be joining us to talk about a New Mexico event with the Folds of Honor. Project Golf is going to be joining us from projectgolf.org. And Bridgestone Golf, and then Bigg's Product of the Week, all here on a 2-hour show. I don't know if we're going to fit all this in 2 hours, but we're giving it a good shot right here. We'll be right back right after this with On Par with Amanda.
Hey, everyone. Bigg's Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Bigg's Golf Talk. Be sure to save us as a favorite so that you'll know when we're on. Join the millions of iHeartRadio listeners and listen to Bigg's Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On Par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, boys and girls from Bigg's Golf Talk. You are listening to On Par with Amanda. It's a wonderful Saturday morning, and I am excited to dive into today's topic. But first, last week we spoke on college athletes getting paid. I explained to you that I feel that they should. I think that college athletes tear down their bodies way before they even make it to the pros, and sometimes not even able. They give their heart and soul to the college and then walk away with nothing, while the college makes a buttload of money off of these players. So I just really think it's something that, these kids are dedicating their time and their, like I said, their bodies, and they're the school property for 4, sometimes 5 years, depending on redshirting. So these colleges that are making so much money off of them really need to figure out a way to compensate whatever that answer may be. And I didn't exactly have an answer, but I wanted to hear what you guys had to say. Got a couple write-ins. So Sean, who has worked with many college athletes and still does to this day, he has made the statement that amateur athletes, they already get a free ride. That is plenty. So Sean, I have to say that while I hear what you're saying, I have to disagree. I have to say that I don't think, I get it, free college tuition, but you don't even get to enjoy your college experience because you are working and grinding every day to be part of your team and traveling. And so, yeah, it's a struggle. You're working twice as hard, I think, as regular students. And for those of you, let me remind you, I did not play collegiate golf. I played for an amateur tour outside of college. So I was not a college athlete, although I played, during. And so that's kind of where I'm coming from. You still write in. I want to hear more about this college athlete thing. I'm pretty excited to hear your thoughts, so don't forget to write in. Let's dive in. We have a very special guest with us today, and we are discussing the topic of flag in or flag out. We have beat it to death, guys. We've talked about rules weeks and weeks over, but this is one I can't let go. So let me introduce real quick Sean Stone. He's a TPI certified personal trainer in Scottsdale, Arizona. happens to be my personal trainer. Yay! So we are going to have a little debate. We feel very differently on this topic, and while there are some things that we agree on, for the most part, we're on two sides of the flagstick. So great. So here we go. Thanks, Sean, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited. Well, let's dive right into it. Would you like to start us on what your side of the story is?
Yeah. So in my opinion, I kind of could go either way with it, but there are several occasions where I think leaving the flagstick is beneficial. So one of those being that it's, for a long putt, it can be great for depth perception. Trying to figure out how far you really are away from that flag and give you some good ideas. And the biggest thing and we just read an article in Golf WRX, and they were stating distances, putts, away from the hole, how far the ball would go if it actually missed the hole. But I think one of the biggest things that you see maybe in the amateur ranks, because that's what I am, is when you're putting past the hole, or if you miss the hole, it goes past the hole. If that flagstick was in the way, it actually may stop. And even if it ricochets, it may only ricochet a few feet instead of going 10, 15, 20 feet past. Now, hopefully you're not putting on the green that goes 10 or 15, 20 feet past, but it does happen. As a matter of fact, if you remember the Masters, Bryson DeChambeau coming in on 18 almost holed a shot out, and it actually hit the flagstick. Had it not hit the flagstick, I don't think, even if the pin was out, it would have holed. We don't know, but it probably would have rolled 10 to 15 feet past or more on those greens, causing a very slippery putt on the way back, causing him maybe to 2 or 3 putt on the way back. So that actually could have saved him in that aspect. Now, that being off the green a little bit different from actually putting on the green with it, but same reference of it actually stops what could be a bad putt from going and making it a worse putt, or a putt that not bad on a really slopey green going into a worse putt. So that's kind of the area I see where those things could be left in. And in my opinion, I have no problem with it being left in. Plus, it doesn't take as much time. You're in, you're off, you're done, you putt, you get off the green, and you go to the next hole. Right.
Well, thank you for your side of the story. Sean looks like I'm about to tear him down, but that's okay. No. So I totally get what you're saying. So let's address one issue at a time. So as far as depth perception, I'm someone, I don't have super great vision. It's been a struggle in my putting. So I understand where you're coming from on the depth perception side for longer putts. Anything outside of 20, 25 feet, you're starting to get in that range where it's more of just a lag putt. I'm not trying to make the putt. So I could almost see that, and I don't mind it left in. But where I have an issue is when we start to get inside of 15 feet, I want, as a player, I'm trying to make the putt. I'm not trying to lag it up there. So I'm trying to make these putts, and I want to see as much space as possible. I don't want to visually impair my focus on the center of the cup or where that ball needs to enter. So the flagstick is now giving an optical illusion that the hole is obviously quite a bit smaller. You have the rim around the flagstick. And visually, I just don't like it. Now, is that because I'm so used to putting with the flagstick out? When I'm on a practice green, I don't putt with the flagstick in. I take it out. So is it just muscle memory of me kind of gearing, myself to always see that? And is it something that I could adjust to? Probably. But for the most part, I can't see that if you're taking away space from the cup, how that would ever help you. So that's the first situation. The second situation is when you're talking about errant putts or errant shots. So you rip a putt and it goes, it's going to go 10, 12 feet past. You hit it way too hard. It hits the flagstick. It saves you because it knocks you to like 3 feet when maybe you had a 10, 15 footer coming back. Now, as a pro, I definitely hit bad shots. I still, we have our moments. But I'm definitely not standing over a putt going, man, I hope this flagstick stops it if I hit it too hard. So for me, and maybe I'm different because I'm playing in a different mindset, I personally, that's where I struggle leaving it in. I want to make these putts. I don't want to eliminate space. And as far as so maybe this is an issue of not necessarily science. Maybe this is an issue of a good versus a bad putter or a good versus a bad player. And maybe as you get better, maybe it's advantageous to take it out. And maybe if you are beginning or you're starting out, it is advantageous to leave it in. And that's where I could see there being, I guess, some benefit, because the likelihood of you sculling a chip, although I sculled one out on the course today, no comments, but if you scull one or you rip a putt too hard and you're learning how to putt, it could save you for sure. But I just don't like it. I don't like the look.
I could see where for you and a pro, it's something that you'd have to get used to, or something that may look a little different to you. And again, you're on a different level than most people out there, as any pro would be. I was kind of surprised when I did see the pros leaving the flagstick in, to be honest with you, because they're so used to that and they're so used to the look, as you mentioned. If we go back to the mad scientist and Bryson DeChambeau, and if my understanding is correct, or at least what I've heard is correct, he ordered a flagstick from every place he was playing that year just so he could test the COR, the coefficient of restitution. So that's a little out there, but we just saw the post from WRX where they talk about fiberglass versus aluminum versus tapered, multi whatever this thing's made out of. But they talked about the differences on how the ball reacts coming off of that. Again, leaving it in, I think, is supposed to be a benefit, and one of the reasons that the rule is there is that to help the golfers, not only as a benefit or maybe a backstop, and again, maybe that was geared more towards the amateurs, but also to save time. I was playing golf probably a couple weeks ago, and we were trying to get the last couple holes in, and it was literally one gentleman playing in front of us, and he took the flagstick out, he got down, looked at his putt, made the putt or missed the putt, make the comebacker, go travel, pick the flagstick up, put it back in the hole. And all of a sudden, you start to see, wow, if he just left the flagstick in, this actually might be, going a little faster. We're trying to finish before dark. So there's a couple times where you go, man, just leave it in and go. So I kind of see where the amateur might benefit from it, not only saving time and maybe saving some face on the course as well, and not getting people mad at you, but also, again, a big slopey putt for an amateur, maybe it helps him or her.
Yeah, I think, so this is where the time issue, so as listeners of Bigg's Golf Talk, you've been listening to me rant and rave about the tradition of the game, and I'm all for good pace of play, but I am not for rushing, and there are two very big differences in that. Now, the issue with the timing situation is I've actually experienced quite the opposite on the golf course. I notice that by the ability to leave it in because people aren't used to it, I'm out playing with three guys and they all feel differently about this rule change. So you've got two of us that want it in. So then the guys that want it in need to putt first, but maybe they're not out and they're not supposed to putt first. And so everybody kind of stands around looking at, well, John, Bill, did you want the flag in? Did you not want the flag in? And pretty soon 5 extra minutes has gone on and nobody's comfortable over their putt because you say, oh, heck, leave it in, no big deal, I'll just putt with it, but you don't feel comfortable. So maybe this is a point where voicing your opinion and saying, hey, guys, I'm taking it out, so I'll go last. But then now you're changing the game of golf. It's not who's out, it's who wants it one way and who wants it another. So I struggle with the timing thing because now we've turned a traditional game of golf into let's hurry up and finish, let's hurry up and rush, whatever we can do to make it faster. And I think that's losing the integrity of what golf is. But with that said, on the flip note, yeah, if you're trying to hurry and your buddy's in the bunker and he can't get over to 10 the flag for you, this is a perfect example of why it is an assist. You can leave it in and go 2-putt while he's messing around raking the bunker, and you can get out of there. So I can see both sides. I do. But I still have to say flag out. For 10 feet and in, you got to take it out, folks. And if you ever get a chance or an opportunity to play with me, we're taking the flag out. Deal breaker if you don't. Sean, I'd like to give you the last word in this lovely debate because I don't want to take the last word.
Oh, that's so nice of you. I'll end with this. I've seen you putt. You might want to leave it in.
Oh man, he came ready, locked, and loaded, folks. Sean, thanks for coming on. It's always fun to have a little bit of banter. So these people don't want to hear me talk to myself all day, all week. for those of you listening to Biggs Golf Talk, this is On Par with Amanda. Make sure you write in at biggsgolftalk.com. You can write into biggsgolftalk@gmail.com and make sure you put On Par with Amanda in the subject line. That will make sure that I get your opinions, your thoughts. If you have any really controversial topics you'd like to discuss, hit me up. Let me know. Hit me up on A. Robertson Golf on Instagram. And until next time, keep swinging for par.
That was a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda, sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
This is the Golf Life Report on Travis Harper. Golf Life's Colton Little caught up with Dale Abraham, the Director of Instruction at Bighorn Golf Club, to discuss the new USGA rule changes for the 2019 golf season.
Colton Little alongside Dale Abraham, Director of Instruction here at Bighorn Golf Club. New rules for 2019.
A lot of changes to go over.
We got bunkers, we got penalty areas, we got the new drop rule. We're going to cover it all right here. All right, Dale. We obviously hit our ball into the penalty area. You see the red stake. There's a couple new rules the USGA has applied for the golfers to abide by. One was impediments around it, and the other one is grounding the club. You want to go into those?
Right, so now we can move loose impediments even though we're in a penalty area. We weren't able to do that previously, but you can see there's a little rock here that's kind of in my way. I can get those little rocks out of the way, maybe get the leaves out of the way, so I've got now a nice clean shot at the ball.
And as long as you do not move the ball, previously you weren't able to move those impediments, now you can, just as long as that ball doesn't move.
Yes, if there's an impediment leaning up against the ball, probably not the best idea to try to move it. But in this case, it was an inch or two away. I can move it, and then I'm almost virtually certain that ball's not going to move, so I'm in good shape.
Perfect. Grounding the club. Earlier, past rule, you can't ground the club in a penalty area. Now you can.
Yes, so I can actually ground the club. I can make some practice swings, get a feel for the type of shot and how that club's going to react on the ground. And then I can go in when I set up, I can actually rest the club behind the ball. And as long as the ball doesn't move, then I'm fine. So there's no penalty for that, and I can just proceed like a normal play.
So we're on a par 5. Flare one off to the right. We're in this area. Hits the ball high, and it beds into the ground. What do I do?
Right, so with the old rules of golf, embedded balls were only in closely mown areas. So what they call through the green. So in those closely mown areas, that's fairway height. Now it's in the general area, which means fairway height, rough, even something like this where it's just kind of, it's not a bunker, it's just a waste area. Now if I've got an embedded ball, I can actually take relief. Again, I've got one club length on either side of that, longest club in the bag other than the putter. So I might take that relief either this way or the other way, mark it, and then when I pick it up, I can still clean the ball. I've got my little towel, and now I'm dropping it at knee height. So again, here I've decided to drop it at knee height. I let it go. This one, you can see, is gonna roll too far. So if it rolls more than 2 club lengths, or it actually rolls, outside that little relief area, the 1 club length this way, 1 that way in kind of a semicircle. If it does that twice, then on that second knee-high drop right there, I'm gonna actually get the ball and I'm gonna place it right where that ball hit, and then it would be in play. And that's just to limit it so it doesn't roll another 2 club lengths outside this area where I've gotten more relief than I'm entitled to.
So we have some other rule changes that involve the bunker and embedded balls. Let's go check them out.
Let's go.
So Dale, we made it to the bunker again, but this time we're going to involve that drop rule, but there's a lot of other rules that we can apply with the bunker.
There is. So if we determine now that that ball is unplayable, and you're the only one, the player would be the only one that can determine that, we are now allowed to drop outside the bunker. Before you had to stay in the bunker to drop, and when you're dropping at shoulder height from the old rules in a bunker, a lot of times the ball is going to plug, so it doesn't really give you an advantage to get out of there. Now you can get out of the bunker. So I can take this line where the ball is, right through back, and go back as far as I want as long as I'm staying in bounds. Okay. And I determine that line, and then I have 1 club length relief either side, so I'm going to take my longest club other than a putter. So typically that's going to be your driver. You'd estimate the length of the driver. You'd put 2 tees down, 1 on this side of that line, 1 on this side over here. And once I get those down, I now can drop anywhere in this area from knee height. That's really important. No longer are we dropping from up here. We're dropping from knee height, no spinning the ball or anything like that. You're just dropping normal. If I like this spot right here, drop it from knee height, and there it is. As long as it doesn't roll outside this relief area, those 2 tees or the club lengths, then I'm good to go and that ball's in play.
And it can go that way, it can go away from the pin.
Right.
As long as it just doesn't go left and right.
It's just a little circle, semicircle away from the pin, no near the hole. And you can also see, I used a different ball here than that one over there. We're allowed to now, when we're taking drops, we're allowed to substitute a ball. So as long as it's the same, if the 1 ball rule is in effect, as long as you keep that same ball, you're allowed to substitute another golf ball for it, and I've done that here, and I wouldn't even have to pick that one out if I didn't want
to. So you hit the ball into the trees over here. You got nice dense wood right there. How much time do I got now to look for a ball?
3 minutes. So they're trying to speed up play. 3 minutes from the time you get to where you think it might be, and that's it.
3 minutes, it's gonna speed up play, keep the round going.
And if you haven't found it in 3 minutes, you're done.
Leave it alone. Lost. Love it. Moving on, the flag stick with your putting.
Now with the pin in, the new rules, I'm allowed to putt from on the green with the pin in, and if I hit that pin, it's not a penalty. So I go ahead and hit my stroke, ball rolls up there, goes somewhat close to maybe going in.
Get there.
And if it did go in, I know that one's really close, I'd be happy with that, but if it went in and I'm on the green, no more penalty.
Well, Dale, we really appreciate you letting us come at the Bighorn, using your expertise for the 2019 new rules that USGA has come up with.
As always, for the best video golf tips, gear reviews, course and trial features, and PGA player profiles, check out golflife.com or follow us on facebook.com/golflife or on Instagram @golflifetv. I'm Travis Harbert, and that is this week's Golf Life Report.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round, using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. The universal design with its unique foam insert fits 99% of all putters. It has the same water-retaining ball cleaner and magnetic surface features, so you'll have everything you need to prepare your putt. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, and clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to the USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis, so to order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots, that's GOLFDOTZ.com. Golf Dots is also available in many golf shops. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. And if you enter promo code BiggJon15, that's BIGGJON 15, you get a discount for your Golf Dots. Or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk, right here on the Lake County Sports Network, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Radio, and on Spotify. As we wrap up hour number one here on Bigg's Golf Talk, we want to let you know that Bigg's Golf Talk is on tour. Probably, Billy, more events that we have been to in years combined. But boy, oh boy, we hit the road hard and running in 2019.
Yeah, 2019 has been our year so far, and it just continues to grow. More events keep coming in. The calendar's getting filled. We actually have to turn events away. We can't do them. There's too many of them, and, we don't just have the time.
That's weird. Since 2019 is when I became co-host.
Oh, yes. Oh, you.
Weird.
Yes.
So
That's
weird.
what happened. Oh, my God. It is so weird. And all this time, I thought it was me. Wow. I should have known better. I see Biggs is not arguing with me.
Hey, who am I to argue with people? I just sit here and
I would know.
I talk on a microphone. That's all I do here. I let you two go ahead and just bicker at each other. So,
No, she hurt my feelings already. You know me, I'm very sensitive. Very sensitive. It has to be her. That's why we're picking up so much.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Billy is still sulking over the April Fool's joke. I'm just saying.
Yes, that hurt me badly.
I know.
Really
I hurt your heart, Bill.
Yes, you did. My heart hurts.
That's okay.
And Billy doesn't have
we'll
a
get
heart.
over it.
I know, but Billy didn't have a heart, so you heard it.
Amanda, you'd think Billy would be so happy. Earlier we got to talk a little bit. Masters, he was gloating because he picked Tiger Woods.
Woo, woo, woo!
I know, whatever.
Yeah, see? And now he's just sulking. He's like a little kid, 1 minute he's happy, and the next minute, I don't have no more candy. I don't want to play no more.
I know, but I'm like that kid on YouTube. You made my heart hurt. That's me. You know I'm sensitive, Biggs. I've been sensitive the whole entire time. You know what I mean?
Hey, some of the 2019 dates we do have booked and etched in stone, if you will. First off, coming up on May 22nd through the 24th, and we will be doing a live Bigg's Golf Talk show on the 23rd. From where, Billy? Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge at the International Kings Cup from the United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka. And, Billy, we are certainly looking forward to that event.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I get to hang out with my boy and my brother. Oh, Amanda, are you going to be joining us? Oh, no, you're not going to be there. Sorry. But we're going to be at Bay Hill. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Yes, that is going to be amazing. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. We got a lot of great events that we have going on this year. I'm looking forward to all of them.
Another event we are going to be July, was it 8th, Bill? We're going back to Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indiana, yes, all of us will be there. All of us will be in
time.
Heck yeah, they get the trifecta. There's a lot of places that are getting the trifecta. They're getting the whole full effect. All the Bigg's Golf Talk and Amanda and her backswing events. We're doing a lot. There's a lot of stuff out there, and I'm glad that the three of us get to work together.
As a matter of fact, we won the event last year and was disqualified because of Amanda's professional status.
Yeah, we get disqualified a lot for a lot of things.
Yeah, we do.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
Well, me and Amanda had that problem where, she insists on hitting from the forward tees, And I'm like, come on, man. I was like, if you're gonna act like you got to play with us. You got to hit the back. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's another story. We'll hit that another time.
Those who cry the loudest. We know.
Yes, I do cry. I admit it. I mean, I'm just saying, you got game, and I'm giving you a compliment there. Don't get used to it. She got game, and I'm just saying, bring it on back, girl. Bring it on back. That's all I'm saying. Bring it back to, with us.
And then for the first time, Biggs Golf Talk will invade Colorado for the 4th annual Folds of Honor Colorado Patriots Tournament, happening on September the 2nd. And we are doing a 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. live show on the 2nd from the Broadmoor Hotel and Resort, Colorado Springs, Colorado. And Billy, that's a first for Biggs Golf Talk, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's their first gala.
Yes.
And they got Major Ed out there.
Yes.
First gala ever. They just became a chapter, and we got Major Ed out there as well. And Amanda should be joining us. It's gonna be a great tournament.
And September 23rd, we head out to Albuquerque, New Mexico, Tanawan Country Club. September 23rd, we will be doing a live show from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Central Time, live from the event of the Folds of Honor New Mexico Patriot Shootout. Billy, another first for us. They have been trying to get us to Albuquerque for over a year now.
They've been trying to get us. I've been trying to get to Albuquerque for years. So the connection that they have, I had, and Zach, I met several years ago, and he kept telling me to get out there, and we can never make it happen. This year we're going to make it happen. They're a new chapter as well. I'm loving it. I'm loving all the new chapters forming. I think we're up to 18 or 19. There's a few more coming down the pipeline this year in 2019, but I'm hoping to hit them all, Biggs. I want to be at every single event. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. They got great causes. We got to support that legacy, man.
Just added to the Biggs Golf Talk Tour, the 3rd annual Folds of Honor Wingman Open. Billy, June the 1st, we are going to be at Panda Ray Golf Resort in Rosita, New Mexico, and another visit to New Mexico.
I'm loving it. I want to go to, I don't know where Roswell is, but I know that we're going to New Mexico a few times this year, and I really, 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 really need to get out there. I want to go to Roswell. I don't know how far it is. We're going to have to ask our next guest because I need to get to Roswell.
Well, I want to introduce our next guest because he is responsible for bringing Biggs Golf Talk to New Mexico, both in Rosita and Albuquerque, New Mexico. He is a retired colonel, fighter pilot of the United States Air Force, 2 tours in Vietnam. He was drafted right out of college, loves to play golf and fish. Jim and Pat Quick have been married for 49 years. And she was a nurse in the Air Force as well 11 years ago. Jim and Pat started volunteering for Zach at Twin Warriors for their golf tournament that benefits the Folds of Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, retired Colonel Jim Quick joining us on Biggs Golf Talk. Colonel, thank you for our freedom and welcome in to Biggs Golf Talk.
Well, thanks for the invitation. I really appreciate getting to hear you guys and participate with you in this broadcast.
Well, first off, also I'd like to thank you for bringing Biggs Golf Talk to New Mexico. I don't know if New Mexico will ever be the same once we leave there. Saturday, June the 1st, Panda Ray Golf Resort. You guys have a great golf outing that benefits the Folds of Honor. Talk about it.
Yeah, let me tell you how this came about. It's really kind of unusual. My wife and I and Shane, our daughter, who you know, is all started out supporting Zach at the Twin Warriors Dave Hopeful Memorial Open benefiting the Folds of Honor. And we fell in love with Folds of Honor mainly because of Dan Rooney, who's the founder of it. His call sign is Mooney. Oh, no, let's see. What is it?
Rooney.
Noonan. He's
yes.
Noonan Rooney. Yeah, and we all had call signs in the Air Force in those days. I was Condor. Those call signs aren't given to you. Are given to you by your squadron mates. You don't pick them yourself. So there must have been something about Dan Rooney that made him Noonan, but it fits. He's a Noonan kind of guy. And so I heard about him. I heard about his foundation. Called a bunch of buddies of mine in the Guard in Tulsa where he was flying to see about it. And it was all given thumbs up, heavy on the thumbs up, because he's doing great work for our military families. So we jumped in with both feet, started a gala, started a golf tournament to benefit the Folds. Now we're up to 4 events here in Albuquerque. And we got a call from a lady up north. There's 2 Las Vegases in America. One of them's in Nevada, and the other one's in New Mexico, and just north of Las Vegas, New Mexico, is a little resort called Pandaray. And there's an 18-hole golf course with about 500 people living there. And it's a beautiful place. It's in the southern end of the Rockies and a fantastic setting for golf. This lady's son had been in the Army in Afghanistan. His best buddy had been killed, and she felt she wanted to do something in his memory. So she called us out of the blue and said, I heard about you guys in Albuquerque doing things for the Folds. How about a golf tournament up here? And we were thinking, well, that's 2.5 hour drive away. It's pretty hard to do a long-distance golf tournament. So she finally convinced us. We went up, we met these great people, and there's more patriotism in New Mexico than you can shake a stick at. There's so much rich history here, military service to the nation. And those folks came out of the woodwork the very first year. We made $13,000 based on the level of participation in the tournament. All of the people pitching in stuff where we had a live auction and a silent auction, a raffle. People donated food. We had 3 meals, a social hour, and the whole thing. It's become quite the thing. And we're doing it again on the 1st of June, and you guys will be joining us up there for a live broadcast of the whole thing, and I think you'll get a real big bang out of it. We've got a local color guard from the VFW. We've got a young lady, 12 years old, that sings the national anthem like an angel. We'll have a representative from the governor's office reading a proclamation, and it just goes on and on, all the things that they like to do to observe our military, thank them for the service, and then, as we like to say in the Folds of Honor Foundation, ensure the legacy is fulfilled by providing scholarships to those that need help educationally. So that's what it's all about.
Very well said. And by the way, Billy, Amanda, you guys need to put your hands together for New Mexico chapter because I have a number. So if nobody's familiar, New Mexico chapter for the Folds of Honor, this is the last year has been their first official chapter year. And get this number, folks, $112,000 for the first year of a chapter for New Mexico going to the Folds of Honor.
That's incredible.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's awesome.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And now we're gonna make it even bigger. We're gonna get more money, right, Biggs?
We're gonna raise more money when we're out there. Definitely. Listen, folks, if you can't be there in person, we're gonna find a way for you to donate while we are on the air, and we're looking forward to it. But Amanda, let me tell you something. This is not the only year that they have supported the Folds of Honor. Colonel, you have been a big supporter for many, many years, as we had Shayna on talking about the Albuquerque event that's going to be taking place. But you guys have been supporting the Folds of Honor pretty much since its inception, yes?
We did. As a matter of fact, when Zach told me about Folds of Honor, I'd never heard about it because he heard about it when Tony Beata, who's a PGA member of the staff of the Folds of Honor, came out to New Mexico to attend the PGA section annual meeting and spoke about the Folds. Well, I'm a member of the board of governors for the amateur section of Sun Country Golf, which is in the same golf house here in New Mexico. So I kind of heard from Zach, and then I called back the foundation, and as I've described before, found out all about Noonan and the fact that he was doing something. And my first thought was, why didn't I think of this? This needs to be done. I'm a disabled veteran. I bank a lot on the medical care I get from the VA, but I know the system, and I know that they do not fulfill this very much needed obligation. No one in the government does. And so we needed to step forward and shoulder the burden for the families that have had a family member disabled or killed defending our freedom. And that's why we're in it for sure.
Billy,
I think I love you, sir.
Absolutely. Billy,
I love listening to him talk.
We have many, many supporters and many fans from the Arizona area there. This is not that far from Arizona, and very well.
No.
This is actually a very reasonable event to be a part of. I mean, Friday practice round for $20, so you get to play golf on Friday practice round. They have a one-night stay at the resort for $75 per night. The tournament includes catered social at the clubhouse on May 31st at 5 p.m. But listen to this, Billy. 4-person team, $400 per team, $400 per team. That's $100 a man.
And can you imagine? Look at how much money they raised with $400 a man.
Yeah,
that's oh my goodness, that's incredible. That's perfect.
It is incredible.
I mean, you don't lock anybody out, and we know we've been to other tournaments where some of the prices, they go as steep as $800, for a team or more, and we price people out of it. And you guys price everybody in it. I mean, that's perfect. I love that.
Yeah, more people are willing to give towards the other things on the course and afterwards because they weren't just saturated right from the get-go.
Exactly, yes.
I got to tell you what happened last year. This is kind of makes me tear up a little bit when I tell the story, but we have some recipient families here in New Mexico, and last year we had Odetha Hill. She and her husband, both disabled military service people, and their young son has special needs, and the Folds of Honor provides a scholarship for him each year. Well, Odetha decided she could spend the time to come up and speak at this golf tournament in Pandaray. As part of the starting up ceremony, we have her come up and talk a little bit about what the Folds has meant to her. So we had an event sponsor. The name of the organization is We Care, and they're a company that owns about 800 vehicles. They take sick people to the doctor that don't drive, that kind of thing. They do it statewide in New Mexico. And they were our event sponsor. They're headquartered in Las Vegas, which is next door to Pandaray. And the lady that owns the company wrote the check for the sponsorship fee, which was $2,000. After Odetha got done talking, she wrote another check to give to Odetha for $2,000.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I mean, I'm choked up. I could see. Wow, that is amazing.
I think we missed out a lot of not being in New Mexico.
Yeah,
I'm really
absolutely.
looking forward to that. I mean, they're all kind of people. They're patriotic, and if that you don't see that everywhere. People are willing to golf and do the other stuff, but the patriotism that we need in this country now is it doesn't always go the way that we want it to go. A lot of people, you even see veterans arguing out there on social media, which I don't understand. But, we have a great cause that we all want to participate in and help grow. And I think New Mexico is doing their part. And I'm hoping to see a lot of new family members out there.
I hope so, too. And, when I came back from Vietnam from the tours I did over there, and this is a common story amongst us Vietnam veterans, we weren't greeted the way people are today. When you come back from a deployment to Afghanistan to New Mexico, the chief of the National Guard in New Mexico is out there to shake your hand. What I got greeted with when I came back through San Francisco International Airport was a spit in the face.
Yeah.
And the poor guy that did it ended up on his ass. and the cop next door said, "I wish I could have done that." But that's what we got. And coming back to what we have now today tells me in a very plain message, America appreciates its military service people. It's too bad the government hasn't closed the gap in this important area of support that our families need. So it's up to us to do that. And that's my message. And all the people I talk to where I'm either looking for a donation or some kind of a support for our organization, nobody says no. When I trot out the American flag on our pin that we give them for participating with us, they say yes, and what more can I do? That's better than the day when I came back in 1970 and 72 to nothing but derision and a separate country of unappreciated military service. We're on a bow wave of support. Unfortunately, the Folds of Honor last year raised $20 million nationwide, a new high. No. But we had to turn away 800 families that were knocking on the door. So our goal is that 800 families. We don't want to say no. We're raising money so we don't have to say no. And it's a hill we have to climb.
Well, and I think, Colonel, I will go further. You mentioned 800 families. As we approach a new year, I think we can honestly say those 800 families may even turn into 1,000 or 1,200 families. So I think that the goal is we need to go beyond the 800 families to make sure other families are not left behind.
That's right. Our chapter takes on a new mission this year, and it's to get the word out to the families we know are in New Mexico that need our help, because we can maintain 80% of the dollars that we raise here in New Mexico we can dedicate to these families here in New Mexico. That's a great incentive for our local business people to get involved, because we're keeping the money here. That's so important. Education in New Mexico is number one. We rank last scholastically in the nation in New Mexico for education. We got to fix that. And military families, I don't know if you guys have a military background or not, but I can tell you from my own personal experience, military families are great units, and they graduate good kids that go into government, go into positions of great responsibility, and are great citizens of our country. Let's just get them the education they need and the tools they need to do it with.
Absolutely.
Well said. Saturday, June 1st, 2019, Panda Ray Golf Resort, scramble format, pick your own team for $400 per team, includes a cart, golf, gift package, food. Program includes honor guard, national anthem, invocation, photos of honor recipient, unique first and second place awards. Special deal, Friday practice round for $20. Stay for another night for $75. The tournament includes a catered social at the clubhouse on May 31st, the day before the actual event at 5 p.m. Listen, if you want more information, we have a link on our website at biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com, under our events page. It says sign up here, and you can get all the information you need. Or you can call 505-350-3996, 505-350-3996. No military family will be left behind in New Mexico if you participate Saturday, June the 1st, and also September 23rd in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Colonel, quick, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. It is truly, truly an honor.
Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you guys. You're our brothers.
More Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way as we head into hour number 2 right here. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey, this is Boxer Shorts, and I've got some big news. Bigg's Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. You can download their app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Bigg's Golf Talk. And make sure while you're there that you favorite us so that you'll know when we're on. Join all the other millions of listeners on iHeartRadio and listen to Bigg's Golf Talk. We're the best. Right.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics, get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
Kicking off hour number 2, sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by participating in a local qualifier for you. Our website, www.biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com. Bigg Jon Vic, along with the Golf Father, Bill Cuebas, and the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson. And we talked about it earlier on about the Masters, on how one Tiger Woods is great for golf as far as growing the game, because when you get Tiger Woods doing well, golf does well, and that is just a fact. I just believe that. What about you, Bill and Amanda?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a Tiger fan through and through, and I always have been, and I think so many people doubted him to ever not only play well, but to win, and especially the Masters at that. So I'm super pumped. I'm ready to go, and just to see where he kind of goes from here. And I'm just proud of him. He stuck it through, and he wanted to turn to everybody and be like, okay, shove it. So I'm excited.
Billy,
I never doubted
you. You never have. Out of all the years that we've talked about Tiger Woods and did all the storylines with Tiger Woods, you've never doubted him. Although I've said it, and I will say it again on this show. I said it earlier on. I was wrong about Tiger Woods. He still has game. Even in his 40s, he's pushing almost 45. Remember last week I said Billy, do you really think Tiger Woods could hang with the young guns? And you said absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I had no doubt. I picked him months ago, Biggs, to win. Yeah. I didn't care. I knew he was going to win.
When Tiger Woods does well, golf does well. When golf does well, it's about growing the game. And Bill, Amanda, the three of us have always been a big proponent about growing the game of golf. And we love when we see programs out there, and we feel that we got to give those programs some notoriety here on Bigg's Golf Talk. And Billy, you told me about a project out there called Project Golf, but let me introduce our guest before we continue on with this discussion. Gene Augustine, a decorated military veteran and former president of the Golf Academy of America in Myrtle Beach, has been named the first director of Project Golf, an ambitious Grow the Game initiative. Lieutenant Colonel Augustine, who served in the Marine Corps for 20 years, was deployed in Operations Desert Storm, Shield, Operation Silver Wake, and Operation Enduring Freedom, a recipient of the Bronze Star and the Meritorious Service Medals, in addition to other honors. Augustine was also a professor at the U.S. Naval War College before pursuing a career in golf back in 2015. Now, Bill, you've been talking about growing this project, about Project Golf, and it sounds like it's a great program that they're about to, endure.
Yeah, no, I mean, he had me at decorated military veteran. As soon as I read the press release, I reached out to Chris and said, we got to get him on the show. He was like, okay. So, anything that deals with growing the game of golf and our veterans that are giving back, yeah, I'm all for it. And I'm about spreading the word for that kind of stuff.
Well, let's welcome Lieutenant Colonel Augustine into the program. Lieutenant Colonel, welcome to Bigg's Golf Talk. Thank you for our freedom on behalf of Amanda, the Golf Diva, Robertson, and Bill, the Golf Father Cuebas. Thank you for our freedom, sir.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate that.
When did it all start for you for golf?
That's a pretty interesting question. I grew up not really playing golf. I caddied, one summer as a kid, but golf, where I grew up in Mamaroneck, New York, it just wasn't really that accessible. Mamaroneck is a Wingfoot golf club, and I definitely wasn't getting onto Wingfoot. So, it definitely wasn't really something that I ever pursued. I was more of a baseball, football player, and I played baseball through college. So really it started with the Marine Corps. My first duty station was out in Kaneohe Bay in Hawaii, and Battalion XO was a scratch golfer, and kind of took me under his wing and introduced me to the game.
In 2015, you decided you wanted to get a career in golf. How did that start for you?
Another good question. At the time, I was up in Rhode Island. I was actually a member of a great little club up there called Wanamatanami. And somehow they had talked me into running for the board, and I got onto the board of governors. Before you know it, I'm the vice president. The following year, I'm the president of the club. And, I sat in those meetings just completely fascinated by the discussions between the head pro, the general manager, the superintendent, and just said, you know what? I've been doing this military stuff for 27 years. I think I'd like to try something new. So I did my homework and researched and found out about Golf Academy of America, and I decided to attend it.
Now, Project Golf, you are now the director of Project Golf, based in Myrtle Beach, and that project is dedicated to growing the game. Tell us how Project Golf is going to grow the game.
Okay. Clearly this is not the first effort to grow the game of golf, right? Like there's been plenty of efforts to grow the game of golf over the last 10 years since it, has had a bit of a drop off. But I think what's going to, be unique about this program is it's going to be a comprehensive program where we really focus and track results and adjust our program as required. So, really taking a hard look at, what do we need to do? I mean, clearly junior golf is a great starting point. We want to bring juniors into the game of golf. There's no doubt about it, but there's some pretty good programs already out there. The First Tee program, PGA Junior League, and we're going to support those programs and encourage people to join and do some fundraising for them, and really try to flesh those programs out here locally. But looking at Myrtle Beach, because every market is different, but looking at the Myrtle Beach market, we clearly have a growing demographic. It's one of the, I think it's the second fastest growing areas of the country. So there's a lot of people moving down here that are, I'd say the 55 and over crowd. So we're really, at least initially, going to really focus on them and focus on bringing them into the game of golf. And our first project that we're going to launch, at the end of this month, and it starts in earnest beginning in May, is an introductory. It's actually called an Introduction to Golf, and it's a series of 6 beginner lessons taught by PGA professionals. In fact, we have a master PGA professional that's going to lead this effort. And we're gonna take folks, that are beginners, new to this game, everywhere from how do I walk into a pro shop, how do I use a bag drop, how do I book a tee time, to getting on the golf course and actually playing.
Now, it seems to me that you guys on Tuesday, April 30th, is going to have this free event. Do you need donations? Do you need help with equipment? How does Project Golf work as far as getting equipment to help these golfers, teach them the game?
So we've got some equipment on hand, albeit it's used equipment, and I know over the next couple of days I'm going to be regripping a heck of a lot of golf clubs. But we're going to, kind of refurbish this used equipment. We're going to talk to some partners in the area to see if we can borrow some equipment. But clearly, we don't want these folks to go out and, hey, you need to have a full set of clubs in order to participate in this program. No, you don't need anything. We'll provide that to you. Regarding fundraising, that's definitely going to be a big part of what we do. That these programs, these beginner lessons that we're doing are going to be, very, very low cost. Because we're clearly trying to grow the game, and we don't want a lot of startup costs to these folks.
What do you think is the biggest issue that we have as the golf industry to bring in new people into the game?
I think the biggest factors are time. People, do they have time? I mean, it's tough to convince somebody in their 30s and 40s to give up, that may have a young family, to give up that much time to go play golf. So, when people get a little bit older, empty nesters perhaps, they probably have a bit more time. So time is a huge factor. The cost, we have to figure out a way to defray cost or minimize costs, or there's been talk about, hey, what if it's only 6 holes or 9 holes or whatever people can, squeeze in and have special rates for that. I mean, when golf courses are the least busy, there should be some options for folks that are really just starting out to get them out there. So I think that's it. And then also, as you mentioned, it's a very intimidating game. I mean, there's a few golf courses here, and I've been doing this playing for, 25 years or so, that I'm intimidated, going up there because they're so busy. There's a lot going on. You almost have to learn the system. But we're going to break down some of those barriers and teach people the system, get comfortable.
I want to bring Amanda Robertson in here. Amanda, you also teach, and you also, give instructions and things like that. So what do you see on your side of the world that is an issue with trying to get people hooked into the game or even wanting to take up golf?
Yeah, so when I was looking at the Project Golf website, the thing that I loved is when it's kind of broke down on there, like the introduction, access, instruction. On the introduction section, it is, how does one enter the sport? And that is something that is the biggest part of growing the game, because you have people that are interested, but they're either intimidated. I have a lot of people that go, man, I'm so happy I came and took a lesson from you. I was so scared to. I've actually put it off for 2 years. And so, I don't know. I don't know that I have the solution to that, but I think part of it is by having more programs like this one, and that's going to create a sense of security. So other people are in your shoes. You're not the only one going out there starting from a beginner's level, and we've got to kind of build a community so it doesn't feel like you're being judged for not being at a certain standard or a certain level.
Well, how many times, Lieutenant Colonel, Amanda, myself, Billy, how many times have the four of us been out and around the golf and been placed with somebody, and they hit whatever the case might be? Let me ask you, Gene, what can we do as veteran golfers or just everyday golfers when we're placed in a position like that? What can we do to comfort that golfer?
Really what we need to do is hit a bad shot as well so they feel good about themselves. Just kidding. Really, just kidding. But no, I think, people like to play with people at their level, right? But that's one part of it. But clearly there's always going to be, I know this weekend I was paired with guys that might have been higher handicaps or whatever, but it's, the job of, while you're out there playing golf, you got to, revert back and focus on why you're out there. And you're out there for social interaction, to meet people, to be friends with people, to have laughs. It's not we're not getting paid to do this. It's not a huge competition. Yeah, we want to play our best, but, really it's about being good company out there and enjoying the people that you're with.
How do we get the message out there that the average golfer, the average amateur golfer, cannot break 100? And I think that is important when we give that introduction. Amanda, Gene, you both do this instruction thing. Billy and I, we don't. But how do we give that information out there that your average golfer that you see golfing out there every weekend won't break 100?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I think those are some of the things we're going to touch on in Project Golf. We're not going to, during our introduction to golf program, we're not just going to rush out to the driving range. There's going to be 20 minutes of discussion. Whether it be about rules of golf, whether it be about pace of play and how to act, or even to teach people how to drive a golf course is, all those kind of things. But, probably, a little more information out there. I know as a student at Golf Academy of America, one of the things we had to do was do some research, like, for example, sand saves. We had to do some research and say, well, what is the number one player? What is their sand save percentage? Okay, now what is the average player's sand save percentage? And these are guys that are getting paid to do this for a living. But I think we tend to see the best players at their best on the weekend. We don't see the average player, I would say.
Mm-hmm. No, I wanted to see, like, in the program, which I found interesting when we had another guest that was trying to grow the game in Phoenix, as a matter of fact. And I like the idea, the way that she was actually going, instead of basing the players on age, which is what we do for baseball and basketball and football and all those other things. We're putting these kids by age instead of ability. So are you going to be able to, like, okay, you guys are all beginners, have them work together, and then as some are going to progress a lot quicker than others, because some are going to be naturals. Once you get that club in their hand, they're going to be able to play. Are you going to have it based on age, or are you going to try and do it based on ability once you have all these statistics in place?
Great question. And I think we will certainly do an assessment, right when we start out, and then we will place people, because we're going to have, our plan is to have groups between 18 to 21. That would be a class that's going to go through the 6 lessons. And then we'll take them and, we'll break them down into 3 stations. One will be working on putting, everything there is to do with putting, grip aim setup, short putts, long putts, reading putts, all that kind of stuff. Another group will be working on chipping, pitching, and sand. The other group will be on the range working on, probably full swing, grip aim setup initially, and then full swing. And then we can kind of keep maneuvering people around week after week. All right, you're going to be in these folks are in group 1 over on the range. These folks are in group 2. But again, that gets back to comfort level. And the other key part of that is that we're going to do, seeing as we'll have a class of this size, 18 to 21, we'll appoint a social coordinator, and their job is to, after they graduate our program, to, send out periodic emails, weekly emails, whatever they decide to do to create playing opportunities for these folks. Because a big part of playing golf is, well, you hear people say, well, I'd like to play golf. I don't really know anybody. I don't know anybody else who plays. My friends moved away that I used to play with. Well, we're going to have a built-in social network of people they can play with.
Nice.
And then
that's awesome.
It's just a big part of it. And we'll probably create other social programs for golfers that are already golfers. They just need people to play with, create some programs that way. After we do this initial beta test, because Myrtle Beach is, we call it the Grand Strand, right? It's huge. It goes all the way from North Myrtle Beach all the way down there, Pawleys Island, Litchfield, down that way. Well, we'll probably have multiple sites. I could see probably at least 5 locations we could probably do this. And then we could have, tournaments between different site locations of our graduates and different play days and different things like that.
Gene, it sounds like to me also, what it looks like to me, I should say, is that some topics to be discussed, it sounds like there's going to be some kind of classroom discussion as well as range and course instruction, but checking into a golf facility, booking a tee time, buying apparel and equipment, which I think is very important. Just some of the topics that you're going to be discussing. Am I wrong by saying it sounds like there's going to be a classroom discussion as well as on course or range?
Yeah, there definitely will be. One of the things we're trying to figure out now, we want to make this program as flexible as possible. Clearly, the 20 minutes up front will probably end kind of in a classroom. We might be out on the course, wherever it might be. We also got to factor in, it is going to be probably summertime in the evening. We get a lot of rain here during that time. Maybe have some ready classes for a rainy day. We're going to have some makeup days already scheduled in. We'll have a bunch of different things. The other thing we really want to be able to do is, when they leave our program, we want to be able to track them and see, are they continuing to play golf? Are they purchasing golf equipment? So we're figuring out exactly how we're going to do that because, and I think that's where a lot of the Grow the Game initiatives kind of fall short, is that there's no tracking system. So we want to make sure we have a tracking system so we know we know whether or not what we're doing is actually working.
Are your plans is to make Project Golf a year-round instructional thing?
Oh, absolutely. I think and it's based on demand. But if you have a location, you only have 7 people sign up for that. You only need 1 instructor, and you can just go from station to station. My plan, if we have an 18 to 21 number group, is to have 1 instructor for every 6 or 7 people that are participating.
Gene, how can people find out more information about Project Golf?
They could visit our website, projectgolf.org. It is still in its early stages, I would say, but we'll continue to develop it and build content. And I want to see, because we'll start to hang things on there, based on how things go. Our orientation that we're going to do on 30 April, some of our first sessions. I know we've got some news coverage that's going to be out there, so we'll post some of those clips on there as well. But, they can follow along.
April 30th at 6 p.m. It's free to attend at the Reed Rec Center, Classroom C in Myrtle Beach. So we wish you guys nothing but the best of luck, Gene, and anything we could do to help promote what you guys have going on, just let us know.
Great. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Amanda and Billy, growing the game. It's all about bringing new and fresh blood into the game if we want to keep the sport alive and well, huh?
Yeah. Amanda, you want to go first or you want me to go first? You ready, Amanda?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go first. I'm going to jump first. I'll go first. I like the location. Myrtle Beach is like prime for this program. When I did the Valspar, the young gentleman that won the championship over in Myrtle Beach, he played at Valspar, and I think he was like 17. But you have all these kids that are there and doing these tournaments. And I believe Dustin Johnson's out there starting a school and everything. They have the perfect landscape to grow this game. They have everything right there that they're going to need. And I think it's going to be a big program, especially if they're going to – a lot of kids can't afford to do it. And, while we can afford to do the lessons and stuff, we can't afford the equipment. And I think it's good that in the beginning they're going to be able to hey, we have this equipment. Just come out and play. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Because you can get that bug, Biggs, like I did. Yep. I went out and I did that, the range one day, and I had my clubs the next.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it could happen to a lot of people out there. They just gotta get in there and stop being afraid.
Amanda?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue that we see. Like I said, people are scared. I can't tell you how many, especially women are, for some reason, they feel intimidated and they don't want to go out there and embarrass themselves. And I hear it all the time. And instead, it should be a very welcoming, comforting thing to say, hey, we're going to join in. I know there's these really awesome groups that can help me improve my game and so forth. Mm-hmm. So like I said, any programs, I know there's a couple women's programs that are trying to, but even guys alike, it's amazing. I mean, guys have an ego and don't really want to say that they're intimidated, but they are just alike. So if we can do things to make people realize that they aren't the only ones in that situation, and it's never too late to start playing.
Absolutely. For more information, if you're in the Myrtle Beach area, projectgolf.org is their website. More Biggs Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
The Spider Divot Tools' revolutionary new design is better for greens and makes ball mark repairs easy. No sharp ends or dirt in your pocket, the Spider achieves amazing results with little or no skill. With a simple push-pull action, the Spider makes ball marks disappear quicker and better for a smoother putting surface. The Spider includes a magnetic ball marker and is made of milled aluminum to last a lifetime. It also makes a great gift for your next tournament and that special golfer who has it all. The Spider tool from Instagolf is a must-have in every golfer's bag.
For more information about the Spider Divot Tools, their website is www.spiderdivottools.com.
And enter promo code BIGG Golf Talk to get 10% off your purchase.
www.spiderdivottools.com. The Spider Divot Tools is the official divot tool of Biggs Golf Talk. A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore. Welcome back to Biggs Golf Talk, right here on the Lake County Sports Network, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and on Spotify. Let's not forget about the Alexa devices as well. Bigg Jon Vic, along with the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, and the Golf Father, Bill Cuebas. And this whole show pretty much has been a solid celebration, except for our interviews, but a solid celebration of one Tiger Woods winning the green jacket. And, you know, so many different ways and so many different things you need to be successful in your golf game. And Amanda Robertson, the Golf Diva, you know all about that all too well, including the golf ball. How important, Amanda Robertson, is it for you to play the right golf ball?
Well, it is very important, and I am very familiar with Bridgestone. I actually had a weird coincidence. I was back, I think, one of my first years playing in Q school, and we got I don't know. I mean, I was playing the Pro V, and we got like 14 inches of rain the week leading into Q school out in Florida, and I thought, oh my Lord, all the balls are plugging. So I went down, said, what's a softer golf ball that can get me a little more carry? Because obviously roll isn't effect. And I got fitted, and I got put into a Bridgestone. Back then it was like the B330 RX. I smashed it, and it made a huge difference. And that ball made a huge impact in my playing career for the next couple years. So I think golf ball is very important, and a lot of people kind of think, oh, it doesn't matter. I hear a lot of amateurs that come through charity runs, oh, it doesn't matter what ball you hit. But the problem is, if the compression doesn't match your swing speed, you're losing out on potential distance, and sometimes even just, with putting, it feels a little off. So I'm a big advocate for it, and a big advocate for Bridgestone.
Billy, for many, many years, you and I have talked about the golf ball fitting process that Bridgestone puts on, and I have always solidly said that if you want somebody to fit you for your golf ball, the only company that you should go to is Bridgestone. They are the #1 ball fitter in golf. And, Bill, one of the things that I love about Bridgestone when you do get a ball fitting from them is that they will have you play your gamer, so they want you to hit your gamer, and they will put a golf ball they feel is compatible to that gamer, or put you in a golf ball that they're seeing the numbers. So this is not just a one and done process, right? They want you to hit that gamer, then they'll have you hit that one, then they'll match the numbers, then you may be trying another ball. But one thing that I like about Bridgestone, and you have, and me, and we have talked about it over and over again, is if the gamer that you're playing, so if it's another brand, that you're playing, they will actually tell you that ball is better for you.
I agree, but the process changed. It's evolved over the past several years, and they were kind of missed. I missed them because I was used to seeing Bridgestone doing the fittings everywhere I would go, and then they were gone. And now they reemerged with something, a different concept altogether, but the results are there. When I was at the PGA show, I went through the fitting process that night, hit driver, hit an iron and everything. And while my ball is a Bridgestone ball, I was still, because of the new balls that came out, I was fitted into a better Bridgestone ball, one that had less spin, which actually increased like 7-8 yards. And 7-8 yards could be huge, for anybody. So, it's only 7. No, but 7 yards for me, getting dialed in and having that extra confidence of not worrying if my ball is going to move to the right, move to the left, was huge for me. And I actually picked up, I'm saying more like 10 yards on my irons by using the ball, and I'm actually hitting the ball straighter. And it's not my slight fade that I like to call it has almost disappeared. So I'm very impressed with the whole process and how they did the fitting.
Well, I got to tell you, in 7 to 10 yards, you're talking about an extra club. That could be a difference between a 9-iron and a pitching wedge.
And carry, and that was on carry. That was in the air, which was huge for me because sometimes I'm not a long hitter like Amanda is, but when I need that carry, a lot of the distance that we play here in Florida, we have elevated greens. So I need to know my carry distance as opposed to, it's 135. Yeah, I know it's 135, but I might have to hit 140 shot, 145 shot to carry the bunker so I can get that in-flight things. And it made it easy to do it when we did the fitting. And it actually worked. I enjoyed the fitting process, and I'm enjoying hitting more greens.
Well, we're going to get into all the specifics with Bridgestone Golf. We have them on the air with us, but let's get into. He had to find a real private conference room because everybody in Georgia right now is still in party mode with the Tiger Woods win and the success that the Bridgestone staff has had in Georgia. And we're going to go out to Georgia right now, and he is the marketing manager for Bridgestone. Elliott Mellow is joining us on the line right now. Elliott, you guys got to be pretty happy having a green jacket in the stable now.
Woo! We're loving it here in Georgia. There's a lot of buzz in the building for Bridgestone, and a lot of well wishes coming in from across the country, across the industry, and we're having fun riding this wave.
What is different with Tiger this year than it has been in over the years as far as his ball goes?
So the golf ball that Tiger Woods is playing is it's our Tour B XS. It is by far the softest urethane cover of any of the models that we offer. So a little bit softer than the old B330S that he played when he originally signed with us 2 years ago. And I think that softer golf ball gives Tiger more options when he approaches shots into the green. So, so Tiger grew up playing a balata golf ball, very soft cover golf ball, and so his mindset is the opposite of all these young guys coming up. He wants a golf ball that's very high spin, and he'll dial the spin back as needed. But he wants to have the option to do the really spinny shot if he needs to be aggressive on something short-sided. And so that Tour BXS with that soft urethane, it's allowing him to execute pretty much any shot that he needs to.
Well, it seems to me that he's putting better. His short game has definitely gotten better this year than any other year. Practice, but you have to give the golf ball some credit, and the golf ball, doing what he wants it to do and being able to do what he wants it to do with the equipment that he has a great deal to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at everything that went into the win, and there was only one piece of equipment that was common for all 275 shots at Augusta, and that was our golf ball that he trusted from the first tee to the last putt when he won the thing.
Now, also, and I picked Bryson DeChambeau to win, but Bryson DeChambeau having a pretty good outing at Augusta National as well, including a hole-in-one on number 16 with a Bridgestone golf ball. I'm just saying.
Yeah, wasn't that something? That happened earlier in the day. So we were kind of flying high at that point, thinking, we got this big media story, we got all this buzz. Let's see if we can get some icing on the cake with Tiger, and we all know what happened from there, and the rest is history.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the ball fitting. We kind of opened up this segment talking about ball fitting. And I remember ball fitting way back when. I mean, my son got a ball fitting when he was a junior golfer, and I got a ball fitting and all that. I kind of described it as, you take your gamer, and one thing in the past that you guys have done is say, hey, listen, that golf ball is performing better than our golf ball is. Go ahead and use it. Obviously, you prefer people to use a Bridgestone golf ball, but that's not necessarily whole golf ball fitting process is to have people be able to have more fun playing the game and play the right ball. With the new process that you guys have going on, talk about that new process.
Yeah, so our new golf ball fitting process, it's similar to the old one in the fact that it's still essentially it's a Pepsi Coke challenge. It's the hit your existing golf ball, let us get some data. Based on the data, we'll repeat the process and measure the Bridgestone. That element is still common from the previous version of ball fitting that we had. But what we've added is the addition of the scoring club. So we used to just test driver, but now we're also testing 7-iron, working on accuracy, proximity to the pin, things of that nature. And then there's also a feel and a short game comparison around the green as well. So it's more of a completely rounded out fitting process than what we were doing a couple of years ago. And to your point, we tell the consumer what golf ball works best, not just which Bridgestone works best, but what golf ball works best. Luckily for us, we are successful in showing performance improvement with the Bridgestone ball about 80% of the time. And quite honestly, I attribute that to two things. I attribute that to the great engineering, the great manufacturing of the golf ball, but then also to the R&D side of it. Obviously, ball fitting is a great consumer tool. It allows golfers to find their fit and to improve. But the other thing that ball fitting is it's probably the best R&D tool in the golf ball industry, in the fact that we have over 2.5 million unique swings from amateurs that allow us really to analyze the performance of not only the Bridgestone ball, but also the competitive golf balls and identify areas of opportunity to expand our portfolio to better fit a wider range of players.
And I'll tell you what, we were in Orlando, Florida, and got a chance to look at Bridgestone and talk with you guys there, and you guys were showing us everything, especially with the new E12, and had that whole big launch about the E12. 5 Bridgestone golf balls have earned gold medals in the 2019 Golf Digest Hot List. That is impressive there, Elliott.
Yeah, that's the top industry honors. That's the Academy Awards for golf balls as we stand right now, and it's a testament to the products. It's a testament to all the work that's going on behind the scenes. And we're fortunate to have won those awards, and we appreciate the continued outpouring of support on those. The 4 Tour B golf balls, they were the only Tour golf balls to get perfect scores in both performance and innovation, which I think speaks a world of praise to those products, knowing that a couple of our competitors introduced brand new golf balls that we were competing against. So our golf balls that have been in the market for a little while now are still outperforming and out-innovating some of the new offerings that they were up against. And then the E12 Soft is one that I think I'm probably most excited about earning a medal. It, the hot list, they break it down by price point. So in the 25 to 35 price point category, there were 10 medals awarded. And there were only 2 Surland golf balls, 2 distance-oriented golf balls that won medals, and E12 Soft was one of those 2. We were competing head-to-head against a lot of the urethane kind of direct-to-consumer products. So the fact that E12 Soft held its own and outperformed Tour construction golf balls at that price point is pretty astounding, and I think it really speaks to the hard work we put into designing that golf ball.
As a matter of fact, Billy, I believe you were fitted for the E12 Speed, right? And I was actually fitted for the E12 Soft.
I ended up with I played I got the new 330S, I believe it is. Hold on a second, I can look at mine. So I got I got the new Bridgestone. I used to play the 330RX, and then I ended up getting the S. That actually gave me less spin, and which I needed because my spin rate was too high. So it actually worked out really well, and that's how I ended up gaining the extra yardage because I didn't need all that. I had too much spin. I'm not a pro like our friend Amanda there, so I can't control everything. But the ball did help me a lot. That I can say, it helps a lot.
Elliott, let me ask you this: how often should a golfer get fitted for a ball?
That's a great question. You have to think that when we're going through the fitting process, we're using the launch monitor, and we're looking at the launch conditions. The swing speed, the ball velocity, the launch angle, the spin rate, the angle of axis of spin, etc. And ultimately, as any variable of the launch at the moment of impact changes, your fit could change. So what I mean by a variable changing, if for example, your swing's changed, or maybe you're dealing with an injury or overcoming something there, or you're dealing with an equipment change, new shaft in the driver, new driver in general, new irons that have a different type of groove than you had previously, etc. Any of those types of changes have the potential to change the golf ball that best fits you because the conditions that impact are changing.
That was going to be my next question. If somebody changes equipment, such as me playing the Cobra Speedback, which I picked up actually, and not swinging any different, but picked up 10 miles per hour on my swing speed with the driver. So, for me, I should get in there with a driver and get retested now that I have this driver in my bag, yeah?
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. You make a big equipment change like that, and it's definitely something to look at. And it's at all levels of that's happening. You're going back to the beginning of this conversation with Tiger Woods. He made some equipment changes in the off season since winning the Tour Championship to try to change some things within the golf bag, some irons, some shaft changes, etc. And so about 60 days ago or so, we went down to the Medalist Club in Jupiter, and we went down there and we worked with him just to make sure that the golf ball was still working correctly, that he was in the right version of the Tour B. And, at the end of the day, the Tour B XS was still the best ball for him, but it was worth going through the time and making sure that was the right fit for him, knowing that some of the other variables had changed since we worked with him last.
Let's talk about the new E12 series. We have yet to talk about it here on the show with you guys. We got a chance to sit down with you guys in meetings and stuff like that in Orlando, Florida. But you have the new E12 series with the soft and the speed. Let's talk about it. What is the E12 series? What does that stand for?
Well, the E12 actually is a great segue from fitting because the E12 name comes from the 12 years of ball fitting data that we use to design that golf ball. Now some of our customers, some of our retailers, they joke and say E12 is twice as good as E6, and that's also a good way of looking at it. But the name really comes from the 12 years of data that we studied to build those balls. And ultimately what we saw is within the distance ball category, we've seen it, the listeners have seen it, the trend has been the word soft. This buzzword soft has been kind of taking over the industry. And what we've seen is that a lot of the balls, and heck, we were even guilty of this to a certain degree before E12, but a lot of the balls have been getting so soft that they were over-delivering on the soft feel sensation and under-delivering in performance. So what I mean by that is if a golf ball gets too soft, when it's compressed with the driver, the ball speed goes down. It's like hitting a marshmallow. It doesn't go anywhere. And so it feels great, but it doesn't have any velocity to it. And so that's really what we wanted to solve for when designing E12. So our big innovation came from our new active acceleration mantle layer. So there's a layer in between the cover and the core that's designed for added thrust at impact, added velocity. So we're able to maintain the soft feeling core, but since we're deriving power from the mantle, we're also able to increase ball speed. So distance is up, and feel is still soft, and it also helps cut down on side spin in the process as well. So it's kind of a win-win on numerous fronts.
And the speed?
And the speed is the same concept, but in a higher compression golf ball that is better suited for swing speeds over 105 miles per hour. So still the great properties of straight distance and helping manage driver spin, side spin, but better suited for the more aggressive swingers.
Amanda, it sounds like to me that Bridgestone Golf has a stable of golf balls and a golf ball that would be for anybody, anywhere from a tour player all the way down to a senior player that's playing in their 60s or 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important. A lot of people come to me and they're like, well, what ball do you play? But the thing of the matter is everyone is so different, and that's what I love about Bridgestone as a whole is they're trying to make something where they get it. They get that every golfer is different, and this is what we see with equipment. But everyone neglects the golf ball. It's for some reason we get our putters dialed in and bent and lasered, but everyone kind of throws the ball by the wayside, and they buy the cheapest ones they can find or whatnot. But it really does, when you start getting into that next level and you want to see results, you have to be fitted for a golf ball that's correct. And I like that they cater to making sure that you get the one that works for you. And, I mean, why not hit a golf ball that automatically gets you 10 more yards just because it's the right fit? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think a lot of people forget that, and they just want to hit what the pros are hitting. But the pros are swinging totally on a different level. Some of these guys, no amateur will ever swing like Dustin Johnson. Not really anyone ever will swing, like these other guys that are just swinging out of their shoes, and they're kind of beasts. So we got to make sure that's, we keep everybody in there. Stay in your lane is what I always say. Just stay in your lane.
Yep, exactly.
Elliott Mellow, thank you so much for joining us here on Biggs Golf Talk. Any final thoughts for the golfers out there when it comes to Bridgestone Golf?
No, I think she just made a great point. The average amateur golfer has a driver swing speed of around 92 miles per hour. And when we work with the Tigers and Brysons of the world, they can swing their 9-iron at 92 miles an hour. So the ball that they're playing is absolutely not the best golf ball for the average golfer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Elliott, thank you so much, my friend. We wish Bridgestone nothing but the best of luck. We hope to see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations again on the Masters win.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Coming up next here on Biggs Golf Talk, it is your product of the week. Biggs Product of the Week. We'll be right back right after this.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
This is Bigg's Product of the Week. Each week, Bigg Jon and the Golf Father select a golf product to feature. Here is Bigg Jon Vic and Bill, the Golf Father Cuebas, with this week's Product of the Week.
Bigg's Product of the Week is sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by participating in a local qualifier near you. And they do have some local qualifiers, including in Myrtle Beach. Yes. And Billy and I will be actually in Lake Geneva for the Tito's Party 36-hole challenge. That's going to be happening in August, so we're looking forward to that. But U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka is the sponsor of Bigg's Product of the Week. You must be 21 years of age to enjoy a good adult beverage, and friends don't let friends drive drunk. And Billy, what is our product of the week?
My product of the week is Under Armour. They got new performance and recovery eyewear systems that they have out. And then we got the new women's ones that came out. So they're pushing really hard on the eyewear, and it really works. I got to use the glimpse of the Under Armour's new performance for the recovery system, and I still use it. I've been using it for almost a year now. But I think the recovery system is not what people think. You don't realize what it really does until you try it. People just go, I know I experienced a lot of trouble going from the sun inside, right. Wearing my with my eyes and the way they tune down. but the blue lenses that they have on these tuned system that they have really works, and it helps. You don't quite have the headaches or the different kind of vision, I would call it.
Abruptness of, going from light to dark.
Yeah, it actually, it was surprised that it would actually work and perform the way it did, because you don't realize it. You don't realize what the sun is really doing to you from going into that bright sun, even with shades, and then just taking them off or not being able to transition. Because, what's the first thing you do when you go inside? You lift them up and you take them out so you can actually see. So at least with these blue ones, it cuts the different lights and everything, and it stops the distortion of things. So it works really, really well. And, of course, Under Armour is really stylish inside of them anyway, on top of it. So now they came out with these beautiful women's glasses that they're pushing this year, and their performance, but they look really, really neat. And we were lucky enough that they sent a pair for one of our co-hosts who has been using them and posting about it on social media and rubbing it in all the sun that she's lucky to have. So I wanted to get her insight on what she's experiencing with their new rose gold glasses that they have.
Well, yeah, I definitely love them. I'm in love. And the biggest struggle I find with sunglasses from companies is that they're a little too wide for my head. I don't know if it's just me and I have a narrow head, or but they fit like a glove. And, women's faces, our frames are a little smaller, and you need something that fits and doesn't look like you're a giant bug with these big sunglasses. And they're just beautiful. Yes, I did post on social media about them, and I just love the way they fit. They're really stylish, but I had no issue. I actually wore them on the golf course, which I'm pretty picky about what I wear out there, just because, all day swinging a golf club and your head's moving around, you can't have something constantly falling off your nose, or, they've got to be secure. And a lot of times, like the more aviator style aren't very secure. But I will say that for the wire frames that they're very sturdy, and it's fun because they look stylish. So I get to kind of have the best of both worlds out there. And the rose gold is just a fun treat. You don't see that too often, and it just makes it pop, and everybody kind of notices your sunglasses.
Now, on sunglasses, it seems to me that the mirror finish is really coming back into style. The aviators are really coming back into style. Are you seeing that as well, Amanda? You're way younger than Bill and I are, and you're obviously great on tour with the fashion. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, for sure. All of women's glasses, you see a ton of mirrored. I wasn't too keen on them right out of the gate, just because I felt like, it's funny, if you look back at my social media, a couple of the comments that I received about those glasses were that I looked like a cop. So I take.
And what's wrong with that?
That means I look pretty badass. So why not? But yeah, they definitely they're trending. They're back in. Everything goes in circles, comes around again. Things trend, so we see a lot of the '80s stuff coming back. It's hilarious with fashion trends, and I know it's a little different for guys, but even with the guys, we're seeing more of the '80s style kind of influence and come back in. So I like them, and like I said, they look really sharp. And I've been getting a lot of compliments on them, so why not wear them?
Let me ask you about the price point. I know you probably had a chance to take a look at the price point. They have them for $135 and the polarized for $170. I still think that's a great price point compared to the competitors.
Yeah, I as a female, when it comes to sunglasses, because I'm the girl that I can't go outside without sunglasses on. My eyes are just really sensitive, and it's a big deal. And I play golf in them. So I need them to be, of good quality. So sunglasses are one of those things that I don't mind dishing out a little more money because you get what you pay for. And I definitely have a few cheapo ones that you can toss around and leave in the car and that kind of thing. But when it comes to like the sunglasses that I wear out and to the golf course, and the ones that you put back in the thing and make sure they don't get scratched and stuff, I don't mind spending extra money for them because they're protecting my eyes. A lot of people think only in the fashion side, but I'm like, no, really, sunglasses do wonders for your eyes, and people that don't wear sunglasses really need to look into that because it makes a difference.
Who would have thought that Under Armour would get into the eyeglass business? They are kicking butt in the apparel business with every sport, whether it's golf, whether it's baseball, whatever, no matter what. I mean, I wear Under Armour with my baseball umpiring. I wear the leggings, I wear the long sleeves and the mock necks underneath my uniforms and stuff like that. They really provide a great recovery system as far as apparel. Who would have thought they could provide that in eyewear as well?
And what's great about it is 100% of the UVs, the harmful rates, the UVA, B's, and C rays that can do it, that's all protected with their eyewear, even the ones that Amanda's wearing. So you get the style, but you get what people don't realize is that when you go to the store and you're buying those $10 glasses that might look similar or might be this and that, you're not getting the protection. You're not getting that. And your eyes need the protection, especially Amanda's in a sunny state. I'm in a sunny state. I get my eyes checked every year religiously. And the biggest thing that even just recently, my last appointment, like 6 weeks ago, my doctor said, you golf, you need to protect your eyes. Wear your shades, wear your shades, wear your shades. He goes, because what she's noticed, and my sister's an eye doctor as well, the more sun you get, the more susceptible you'll be to glaucoma later on in life. I never knew that. I had no idea. And I'm like, huh? And so I was talking to my sister, and she was like, absolutely. I was like, well, how come you didn't tell me? I said, I'm in the street all the time. And then she goes, well, I see you with shades all the time. I was like, yeah, but that's pictures and doing this. She goes, no, every time you're out there, you got to protect your eyes. Just like you put sunscreen on, you need to keep your shades on. And it makes sense. And these things help do it. And you look good doing it. You know what I mean? So it's perfect. It's a perfect fit.
So, Amanda, for the female out there, you would recommend the Under Armour eyeglasses. I think you have, the model Getaways. Is that right?
Yes. Once again, and I know we've said this, time and time again, but I literally love the fact that, and I've actually worn Under Armour sunglasses before, and they just always fit my face. And so for something that is such a big deal, like Bill said, we're out in the sun every day, and I see tons of my friends playing golf, and they don't wear anything, and they go, oh, I can't play in sunglasses. But, I went to the eye doctor, and they started to see, I always check make sure nothing's wrong and whatnot. But so you can see on your eyes, every once in a while, you'll get like looks like a little bubble. And I had one on my eye and didn't know what it was. And I went in and he's like, oh, that's a sunspot. He was like, it doesn't harm you. It won't affect your vision, but that is a sunspot. So, which I was blown away with. So from that point on, I made sure that literally I'm not outside without sunglasses. But like I said, Under Armour does such a great job with mixing fashion with actual protection. And I'm excited to see how well these trend. I think they'll go over very well.
And on the men's side, Billy, you recommend the UA-tuned Octane sunglasses that you have tested, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They have a great product. You know what I mean? So to me, the most important thing is people complain about, I can't golf. I can wear them, and then they put them on top of their head to hit the ball. A lot of these glasses, I can't, the Gateway mirror, I don't know. But I know the Under Armours that I use, I don't have to take them off. They actually make everything look like high definition for me. So when I take them off, I could see the difference because everything isn't as clear. So if I could see better, why wouldn't I keep them on?
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of problems you hear is, when I keep them on, I don't see the ball. My vision gets distorted, or the depth perception changes. With the Under Armour system that I've been using, I haven't experienced that. And that's big for me because I know exactly what they're talking about. I paid $500 for a pair of sunglasses one time, and the distortion was horrible. I don't even wear them. I don't even know where they're at. So, and that's the thing. I mean, you're $135. You can't go wrong. There's no way because there's so many products out there that will sell you a dream that, this is going to do this, they're going to do that, and you spend all that crazy money, and they don't deliver. These, you get style, and you get everything that they promise to give you. And that protecting my eyes is the most important thing to me.
Under Armour Eyewear is Bigg's product of the week this week. Find out more information. Their website is www.underarmour.com. Amanda with the Getaway sunglasses and Billy with the Octanes. So check them out at underarmour.com. Big's Product of the Week is sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com to see where local qualifier is near you. And like I said earlier, yes, they do even have them listed for Myrtle Beach as well.
You know what? Not for nothing. We haven't picked a word for the week.
I was just going to say.
That pays.
I was just going to say it's not very often that we have Amanda for the ending here. So I think we take turns on picking a phrase for the week. So
yes.
I think Amanda should pick it this week.
Oh boy.
Absolutely. Yes, come on. Forget about this old boy stuff. Pick one.
Pick it.
Oh boys.
Go out on a limb. Let's see what you got.
Does it have to be golf related?
Nope. Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
So I will tell you that I'm kind of an 80s gal.
Okay.
So I say words like boss and all of that stuff. I'm kind of that gal.
Okay.
And you know what word I've been using a lot, obviously around good company, is bitchin'.
Of course.
Bitchin'. So I think, because you know what? It describes the word. It's so feisty.
Yes.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And it makes you feel good. You're like, yeah, those Under Armour sunglasses are bitchin'.
Woo! There you go. That's a good word.
So
there's your word of the week, boys.
Bitchin'. Yo.
Girls.
I'll never be invited for word of the week again.
Nah, we like it.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing wrong with that word.
I love it.
People are going to get a kick out of that.
Yeah. You're gonna have those golfers out there. They're gonna have the jaw drop. What did the innocent Amanda just say that? And then you're gonna have those like, yeah, you go, girl, bitchin', yeah.
Yep. They may not let us pick another word ever, Biggs. They might go to her for the word. They're like, have her do more.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Hey, I hope everybody has a happy Easter out there. Just remember what the weekend is about. And God is good. You matter. And in his grip, all that. I just want to say I love you too. And I appreciate you guys here on Bigg's Golf Talk. And appreciate all of you out there. And until next week, everybody, good golfing and you matter.
And keep bitching.